This is Frank Issam, Chairman and CEO of FY Investment Group and your host of Washington Current Review, where we interview leading voices from business and politics that impact you, the viewer. Today we are fortunate to have a great person in our captain, we call him, in Captain ARORA. Captain ARORA, thank you very much for coming to our show. We appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about your service in the Indian Navy. What did you do?
Wonderful. Thank you for inviting me. I was in the Indian Navy for 21 years, mainly in the submarine arm. I spent about 20 years in the submarine arm. The initial 2 years I spent on board the aircraft carrier and the cruiser Mysore. It was a full life in the Indian Navy, where I specialized as an anti-submarine warfare specialist, went to the Defense Services Staff College, and as such I am a postgraduate from the Madras University in Defense Studies. I did some wonderful appointments with the Navy, including the INTEG group, which actually devises the tactics for the Indian Navy, and of course at the Tactical Trainer Bombay, where you train the naval officers in how they will perform at sea. So a very satisfying career. I commanded 2 submarines.
Was it nuclear submarines, I understand?
Yes, that was much later.
Oh, much later.
First I commanded 2 conventional submarines, INS Kalvari and INS Karanch.
Right. And then the nuclear submarines as well.
Yes.
And you got a training in Russia.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, I was picked up in the command group for the nuclear submarine INS Chakra, which many of you may know. And I was in Vladivostok for 3 years training to learn all about the nuclear details. The training was carried out in Russian. So initially we learned Russian language, and then we actually went ahead and learned how to command the submarine. And many years later we actually leased the submarine from Russia and brought it to our country and operated. The good thing, the wonderful thing, as we say, is we must leave something for our nation. Today, India's own built submarine is under trials, and lots of the inputs on the design of the submarine were provided by us. So wow. I feel very proud, yes.
You should be very proud of your service to this to India. And so my question to you, it's pretty hard to live in a submarine. So I'm sure you enjoyed it because that was part of your job was. Would you tell the audience that if somebody wants to consider a career in that area, that they should consider that, and that's a very enjoyable career and it's a good career?
Well, I loved it. Even today when I miss something, I miss the submarines.
Okay, so you really liked it?
Yes. 8th of December, for our audience to know, is the submarine day. Please don't forget the submariners who are sailing. If you go to Russia, they have a toast every day. Anybody who offers their toast, the 3rd or the 4th toast is to the submariners who are guarding the nation under the sea.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
As I understand, you came to the United States, so you changed your career from being a Navy officer, a captain, to the United States, which is a great country that we all admire and appreciate. So explain to me, how did you transition it from 2001, and you work in a various job, and you're a small business owner. What a great story it, and your story can only happen in America. It reaffirms the notion that America is indeed land of opportunity.
It is. I totally agree with that. I came here as a very reluctant immigrant. I had no intentions of being here. My wife was very keen to come to America, and we both came here. And of course, for the first...
But you don't regret it?
I don't regret it, and I'm going to tell you that. I stayed on for 6 months without working. But as I got into it, from being a barman to joining Terminix killing bugs, to moving on to the Liberian ship registry, and eventually becoming a vice president for maritime security, to my present position now as president and CEO of the Quality Management International.
And that's the name of the company, called QM22.
QMII.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you for pronouncing it correctly. So what exactly does this QMII do?
The QMII is a 26-year-old company. There were 3 shareholders in it when I joined the company. Today, I am myself 55% owner of that company.
So you basically bought the company?
A part of it.
Obviously, you're the majority shareholder.
Now I'm the majority shareholder.
What a true American story.
It is.
From an immigrant from India to the doors of America and be successful. What a wonderful journey.
It is, sir. From serving in a bar to killing bugs up the line to working in a company, in a corporate house, realizing the value of America, taking the opportunity. And I'm happy to tell this to everyone. If we devote ourselves, we are dedicated, and we respect this wonderful country which gives you the opportunity, you can reach anywhere.
So no dream is high, no hope is high enough, no dream is large to attain and achieve in America. If you work hard, if you aim high, you should be able to realize your dream. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
You believe in that notion?
I believe totally in it, sir.
So you're recognized as one of the most forefront specialists in the process-based management system approach. Tell us a little bit about that.
If you see, even in our daily life discords, when husband and wife, for example, will fight over their children.
They don't really fight, they debate.
They debate.
And discuss.
And discuss.
And discourse.
And discourse if the children are not doing well or going on to an incorrect line or incorrect path. The discord is we move to what we call a check stage. And what we do is we say, please don't go to the check stage without going through the plan do stage. Have a plan, implement the plan well, then come to the check stage, and thereafter remain involved in the act stage, which is reviewing stage. And we do this for very large companies. You will all be happy to know that the federal highways, their system is designed by me. We work with the US
Federal Highway Administration?
That's right, sir.
Yeah.
The way that they use the systems is designed by us. The United States Coast Guard is our client. Wild Well, a very famous company in Houston, they put off the oil well fires, including in Iraq, etc. They were the ones who put off the fires. We have worked with them. I work with Transocean. I work with Holland America. I work with Washington Ferries in Seattle. Yes, we help them design the systems.
So is this a product you provide or services you provide?
It is a service to analyze their system and ensure that it is working efficiently.
And effectively?
And effectively.
In what sense it should work effectively and efficiently?
It should affect the bottom line. If
the profitability?
It affects the profitability, sir. So based on the fundamentals of...
But the U.S. Coast Guard that you work, the government agency, they are not into profitability as much.
Wonderful question, sir. If it is a federal agency, they want to stay within the budgets and actually go, it's the same aim really. Efficiency.
Well, the goal is the same.
Goal is the same.
But the way to attain and achieve is sort of different.
It's different.
For the company, which is the private enterprises, not a public enterprises, they're looking for profitability.
Profitability, and in case of federal and other agencies where profitability is not the aim, to stay within budgets and actually cut down on the budgets.
So I want to shift the gear a little bit from your wonderful work that you're doing for the federal government, for the private enterprises, so on and so forth. A little bit talk about your family. You got a two-star in your family. One is an actor, as I understand, and one is a producer. Am I correct? Tell us a little bit about that wonderful family that you have.
Both my children are in India. My son is a famous television star, and these days...
And what's his name?
His name is Raj Singh Arora.
Wow.
Yeah. And he comes in several films, etc. Has come in many serials, including the famous serial Remix. And these days, he's on the air on Star 1 in Ye Hain Mohabbatein, I think. And my daughter, who studied journalism, has also gone into television and is a producer. If you have seen the Hindi film Dev D, she was the assistant director for that film with Anurag Kashyap. And of course, she has been working with Sony Television channel on serials like Bade Achhe Lagte Hain.
And Sony Television is in India?
It's in India, sir.
Oh, okay.
She has now got her green card, and I am hoping that
she'll come over here?
She will come here and
would she be able to practice the same type of profession that she had in India, or would there be something different?
I am a very good person with process-based management systems.
So we'll go through the process.
But this one I do not know. I hope it's up to her, sir.
As I understand, you write a blog. I write a blog in Huffington Post. I write columns in the Wall Street of, in Economic Times of India and several other. So, are you working on some kind of your doctorate degree at this stage in your life? Or you work on a blog? Where do you publish this? And what's the topic?
My blog is based on process-based management system. The audiences, as Indians, some of them would like to know perhaps that only a few months back an Indian submarine exploded and 18 lives were lost.
Oh, that is a true statement. I heard that. And that was about a year ago?
No, it's about 6 months ago.
6 months ago.
And I have written on that also. If you go to my
Is it
blog,
about the safety?
I write about safety, security, and how a system approach could prevent such a catastrophe.
So that's your blog.
That's my blog.
And where do you write this blog and where do you publish them?
The blog is open publicly, and it is also available on our website www.qmii.com.
And how big is this company, QMII?
QMII
is it mostly a consulting company?
It's a consulting company, closely held, 4 shareholders, and we have about 10 or 12 people. But the subcontractors are another about 25 whom we utilize. They are all over the United States.
So they're not your employees?
They're not my employees. They work for many companies.
And your major customer is?
The United States Coast Guard is our major customer.
Which is the Department of Homeland Security.
That's right, sir.
And who else?
We have worked with the Army. We work with Holland America, as I mentioned before. We work with several companies, including Transocean. We partner with ABS to work on certain projects.
ABS, that's the company that...
American Bureau of Shipping.
Okay. So 2 years from now, if you come back to this show, what your company would look like? What do you want to do? What's your vision?
At present, we are already...
What do you want to do with this company?
With this company, I would like it to become, it's already the leader, being recognized slowly as a leader in process-based management system approach. And I would like it to be the absolute leader in this subject.
Now, do you want to expand beside this process management to other to areas, which is the information technology area, the software development area, and make a big, large corporation, and one day you have a payday so you can sell it and make a little bit of cash? Is that your goal? Is that what you want to do? Which is what I did.
It's a wonderful idea. I haven't given it thought as yet. After all, I am only 62. I have a long
You have a long way.
long way ahead.
Yeah, I understand.
Always look like that. But yes, I'm already moving into the maritime world in a very big way and being recognized as a maritime safety and security expert.
What advice would you give it to the audience who are young, but they're creative? They want to start a business, they want to be like you and follow in your footsteps and be inspired by your story. What kind of advice do you give it to those young budding entrepreneurs? That's the best way to describe it.
It's a wonderful country in which immigrants have made it, and my advice to you is stay persistent, stay focused, don't give up. It's a great opportunity, don't miss it. And I always like to say, please plan. Don't implement, don't criticize yourself right away. First, make a wonderful plan. Work on that plan. And don't try and borrow plans. Create them based on what I call the as is. Capture your as is where you stand. Stay grounded and then go ahead and expand that plan. Make it implementable, not just philosophical. Then go ahead and regularly check that you are doing it. Continue to review it, continue to remain focused, and I can assure you, you will reach success.
That's a good advice. Be true to yourself.
Be true to yourself, be true to the system, be true to the great country which has welcomed you and given you the opportunity.
Now, a lot of large corporations and the small corporations are also there to make money, to have a cash and take care of their family. What about getting involved with the sharing and giving? America has provided us a lot of opportunity to succeed, and they have made an investment in America has made investment in all of us to succeed. Isn't there high time that we turn that investment back to America by sharing and by giving back? It reminds me, I'm always guided by the phrase that President John F. Kennedy once said, "To whom much is given, much is expected." And your thought on this?
I totally agree with you, and I do it because I'm invited to several universities to speak on this subject, and invariably when the universities sometimes tell me we don't have funds or something, I will say, don't worry, I will come and speak. and I speak on this subject. I believe in the subject. I'm myself a graduate of, I've done my MBA from the College of William and Mary. I'm always happy to go back and speak and address on the subject. And whoever comes to me for advice, I always give them the opportunity. Several students have done apprenticeship with me, and I've encouraged them on the quality and the process-based approach.
So how do you weave into the fabric of a society, especially the young generations, to give back and share?
My methodology is I never say no when the community demands it of me. I have been working with virtually any school, college, university, any institution which has asked me. I've never said, what will you pay me? I will go. And I do the same for India. I go and speak at several universities. I go back to my school, which is a very famous school, public school, NABA, and I will go happily and address there. As you know, the Chief of the Army Staff is a little junior to me in seniority and age, but he is from PPS NABA.
So he's the graduate of the same institution
Same
that
school.
you went to school.
That's right.
What's your thought with regard to the U.S.-India relationship? Is it flourishing? And if it is, I mean, India and America shares a common cause, and common cause is the diversity and democracy. That both of us, both countries shares it, both countries believes in it, and both countries are an example of the two largest democracy in the world. And I will take the democracy and the freedom rather than dictatorship and repressive regime. Well, your thought is how you as an individual would advance the U.S.-India relationship and mature and be a participant in that relationship. What did you do?
India is a developing country. USA is a developed country. Notwithstanding all this, the two countries must respect each other and understand the limitations of each other. Today, America has problem projecting power, and Indian Ocean is a very vital ocean. Please do remember that Indian Ocean is the only ocean in the world named after a country, and it's a huge peninsula, India, jutting into the ocean.
But America protects 90% of the water in the world.
Yes, and including in the Indian Ocean. Please remember that during the Mughal Raj, the great Mughal was more powerful than the British, but he had no navy. He had no navy. India has been conquered many times, and whoever conquered India, they came and blended with the Indian culture, whether they were the Mughals or anybody who came. But whenever we have been attacked from the sea, whenever India was attacked from the sea, it lost its independence. They never blended into our culture, and at the right time, like the British, the French, the Portuguese, they just walked out of the country, having taken whatever they had to earn and all. What I mean in terms of American-Indian relationship is, America is trying to project power in the Indian Ocean and beyond, and in relationships to China, etc. It is wonderful time to see if India can be the partner, and why is India still going in for aircraft carriers and submarines only to the Russia? Why not to America? Why would America be reluctant to give a good weaponry to India so that the Indians who are very competent will project the power and the two will grow together?
Unfortunately, when India had an opportunity to buy the Lockheed bombers, the B-52, if I remember correctly, they did not buy it from us because of the technical difficulties, and there's some challenges they face in terms of the technology, sharing the technologies and so on and so forth, and they didn't think America was a reliable partner. This administration is committed and very much working with India. India is a great partner to this nation. India will have 400 million middle-class Indians.
Yes.
And they will be the right for our products and services. As a result of that, we can export more products and services to India. So it has to be based on mutual interest, mutual respect, and a partnership. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly what I'm saying. If America continues to doubt the integrity of India, if it is so, I do not know. I'm not a politician. But if they doubt, then they should build the relationship.
They are building it.
And I know it. I'm aware of it. But as they build this relationship, then they should show it by giving them the kind of arms they want. India would not have gone in for a $2 billion Garashkov from Russia. They would have been happier to buy a modern aircraft carrier from US or lease it if America had thought in that direction. These are my views. I cannot say
Those are your
think.
personal views.
Yes, and with my experience and 21 years in the Navy, I think that India and America have a great partnership, a great future ahead. The world needs that strength to balance it against China, and they should go in aggressively to become these partners.
Well, you said it very well, and we want to thank you for your leadership, for your vision, for your values, and thank you for coming to our show. Audience enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it, and thank you very much, Captain Arora, and thank you for what you do for our country, and thank you for your service to India as well.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm totally committed to this.
That is our show. This is Frank Islam wishing you a great week. Thank you for watching.